I'm Dana Denha, and you're watching FYI. When handling firearms, safety precautions are a must, and one local organization hosts weekly trap shoots for any interested individual to learn how to shoot under the guidance of people seasoned at the sport. Since 1939, the Tri-County Sportsmen's League has been a place for the hunter-gatherer in all of us.
Here at the club, we're situated on over 57 acres, and we have an archery field, a long range, an extended range rifle range. We have a pistol house. We also have 2 trap fields, and we've got 20-some acres to the south of us in the back where we use for overnight camping, like the Boy Scout day camps and things of that nature.
Every Sunday, the league opens their trap shooting range for any interested individual.
One of the hardest sports there is because most gun sports you're not shooting at a moving target where here you are.
With moving targets, every shot is different and it seems to be a lot more fun. Also, when you hit one of the targets, they burst, they kind of explode, so that's kind of an instant sign that you hit the target.
It's launched from a trap machine at about 57 to 60 miles an hour. You're standing 16 yards behind where it comes out. So when you shoot, you're probably shooting at about 30 yards if you're on it quick. The clay pigeon is biodegradable.
Most of us use a 12-gauge shotgun. It can be a single barrel, a double barrel, a semi-automatic, pump action, bolt action, as long as it can fire a single shotgun shell.
It's its own sport. It's sanctioned. I believe there was over 30,000 students, high school students in it last year alone. It's one of the safest sports. In the 30,000 kids that have been shooting for the last 5 years, we have not had one accident anywhere in the United States. And you can't say that about football, basketball, soccer, track, any of that stuff. It doesn't matter if you're short, tall, skinny, fat, whatever, anybody can shoot this sport. And physical size or limitations have nothing to do with your ability to do this. So it's open for everybody. Everybody's on equal grounds.
For more info on the Tri-County Sportsmen's League, visit tcsl.org. Stay tuned, and we'll be back shortly with more news and information. The Ann Arbor District Library's downtown branch has a secret lab full of surprises, as you can create any number of crafts. See what was on the agenda with yarn, sewing needles, and some adorable sea creatures. Local crafter Drew Hill brings crocheting to the next level as students create jellyfish using a Japanese technique.
I come in and I show how to make these crochet stuffed animals, or Amigurmuri, which is the Japanese term for it. It just means crocheted stuffed animal. I've been making these for about 5 years now, and so I come in and the library provides all the supplies, everything you need to make them, and yeah, it's free. The difference between normal crochet and amigurumi is that it's crocheted in a spiral. So you're sort of just making geometric shapes and putting them together to make animals.
The workshop taught a variety of crochet stitches.
The jellyfish has a lot of different techniques involved. There's just a single crochet with increases and decreases to make the shape of the body. Then it's got this little skirt here which sort of gives a ruffle. And the tendrils are different stitches that are made to spiral like that. And then there's I-cords, which is another technique of crocheting. And so I think it's really a good sample of a bunch of different techniques that you can later use on different projects.
Check out all the opportunities available at our local library at AADL.org. It's pothole season, and with that comes a lot of headaches. Before you hit a big hole and blow out a tire, reach out to the city via A2Fix-It. Learn how to report a problem in the city of Ann Arbor in this month's City Roundup in 60.
Hello, my name is Robert Keller with the City of Ann Arbor, here to tell you a quick and easy way to report problems to the city that you need to get fixed. Problems like potholes, streetlight outages, or snow or ice on sidewalks or streets. It's called A2 Fix It. A2 Fix It is a tool you can access online. Just simply go to a2gov.org/A2Fixit or download the app for your smartphone. Now keep in mind, A2 Fix It isn't for everything. A2 Fix It isn't for emergencies, crime issues, or flooding or water problems. But for practically everything else, A2 Fix It is your best and easy way to let us know you need something fixed.
Transitioning from school to the workforce can be straining, but if you acquire the skills to apply, interview, and work in a professional setting, your career will kickstart. Summer 19 is here to provide you with knowledge and experience to get ahead and make future connections in your budding career. Joining me is Shamar Herron, Deputy Director of Michigan Work Southeast, here to fill us in on Summer 19. Welcome back to the show.
Well, thanks for having me again.
So it's great that you can just continue this year after year. We just change the year when we do it, right?
Pretty simple concept, huh? Yep, so it started in 16 and we're celebrating our 4th birthday coming up at the end of August, where we'll put another cohort of young people through what we think is our best program yet.
Okay, so you think it's getting better every year?
Oh, we're definitely refining it every year, and it's the little tinkering at the margin that allows us to see greater impact at the end. So something as simple as tiering the positions, making sure our younger people who are 16 and 17, where this is their first work experience, understand and are put in positions to succeed. So in the past, it was sort of feast or famine. You got in with who was interested in you and you were interested in them. Well, now we're positioning our young people to actually have an opportunity to learn the basics of employment, some of those foundational key tenets to being employed. We're going to put those 16 and 17-year-olds through that. And then our 18 through 24-year-olds will have a little bit more of an advanced opportunity if this is their if this is not their first time working.
Okay, yeah, because when you think about now in 2019, 16, 17 is probably right on your first job.
Yep. And so our young people have had the opportunity to do certain things, but you and I may remember babysitting, cutting grass. There was a thing called the newspaper, and it got delivered. So we had these variety of positions that we had before we went and became a W-2 employee.
Yeah.
Our young people aren't afforded those opportunities like they once were, and so we are seeing a more green crop of young people coming in, learning what it means to show up on time, communicate effectively, dress appropriately. And so that's a tricky one, is attire. If you're going to be working with Parks and Rec, you probably shouldn't wear a dress shirt every day. You'll look cleaning, but we try and advise young people how to dress appropriate for the environment they'll be working in.
Are there tips for how you dress for an interview? Do you feel like there's like kind of a set sort of attire that you wear regardless of the job you're trying to get?
Foundationally, you want to look your best, and what we teach is if you have a shirt with a collar and more than 3 buttons, iron it, clean it, make sure it's presentable, and then if you have a blazer, that adds to it. And again, if you have a tie and you don't know how to tie it, ask someone. So that's for the young men. For our young ladies, we want them to wear a blouse, no low drifts, and a nice pair of slacks or a dress that's fingertip length. Most of our high schoolers remember that phrase. So.
Oh, yeah, totally.
And a nice pair of flats, nothing too extravagant when it comes to your shoes, because we want our employers to solely focus on you and your abilities, not necessarily what you have on.
Yeah, so really the program it's taking it to the basics for these people, especially for the new employee crew.
Yep. So what we've implemented is, if this is your 3rd year in summer employment, you will now become a mentor to some of our younger people who this is their first time. So you've heard the spiel twice now about how to effectively communicate. What does conflict resolution look like? So we're looking to you to encourage your peers to learn how to be able to do all of the things that we're talking about. And so we're incentivizing our older, more seasoned students and young people to come through the program and help us bring up that younger crop to a standard that we've set around employment in the county.
Well, and that's actually beneficial to them as well, because that's almost like supervising them in a way. It's like teaching you how to be ahead in the workforce.
Yep, and to lead.
Yeah.
So we have an entire curriculum. For 6 weeks, we're going to teach our young people soft skills, and a part of it is leadership. And what does it mean to lead, and when is it appropriate? But equally, when is it appropriate to follow? Because we have some young folks who want to get out there and really show they're capable, but there's a time and a place for when you need to speak up.
Yeah, that's very true. So the program's, what, 10 weeks?
So it's 10 weeks of employment, but every young person that goes through that 10 weeks of employment will have been buffed early on with 6 weeks of soft skills. So when we talk about communication, financial literacy, how do you craft an email, how do you edit an email, how do you make sure when you have an issue at work, you go through the proper chain of command. We're going to teach them all of that. And then we have some partners who come in and talk about healthy lifestyles through enrichments during those 10 weeks. So every other week, our young people will take a couple hours and they'll learn about entrepreneurship. They'll learn about more financial literacy, because one class over 6 weeks isn't going to solidify the idea of saving.
Yeah.
So we talk to our young people. I teach my daughters, save 50% of your paycheck. All of your expenses are basically covered. And unless you're really heading a household, you should be stashing a good amount of that money away. So if you do want the latest and greatest when it comes to attire or video games or hair products, you have something stashed away so that you don't have to continually hit mom and dad up for those dollars.
That's true.
Amen.
A big part of the program, though, is finding the employers
Yes.
to hire these
Yes.
students or kids. So how do we do that? We're looking for employers right now.
We are certainly looking for employers, and this is sort of my call to action for our employers. They absolutely must understand that these young people are our future workforce. And if we don't give them the opportunity to learn how to be employed, to learn how to implement those skills that we're teaching them over those 6 weeks of soft skills, in 20 years, where will we be at as a society? And who must we point to? So that's sort of my pity party for what we're trying to do. But what we absolutely need is employers to step up. It's a 10-week program. The cost varies because we wanted to create some equity. So in previous years, we would have young people who were high school, sophomores, juniors, and seniors making the same amount of money as someone who was a college graduate. Yes, we do have college graduates in the program. And we just felt like that was inequitable. We want to make sure that we are giving people who have hit certain milestones the opportunity to sort of make a little bit more money to reflect the effort that they've put in. So if you have a high school diploma or equivalent, you'll make $12 an hour. If you don't have your high school equivalent, you'll make $10 an hour. So for the employers, sometimes they say, I see two different pay rates. That's why. We want to make sure you're getting a stronger candidate. We want to make sure we're incentivizing those young people. And we're going out and we're talking to the chambers. We're going to different business associations. At Michigan Works, we have a business services team. And that's their primary function, is to engage business, to make sure they're locating and maintaining and retaining the talent that's in the county, and sometimes outside of the county. So we are doing a variety of tactics to make sure our businesses are involved and engaged in hiring these young people.
Are there any criteria for the businesses that would be a part of the program?
We're hoping you can pay the young person.
Sure,
That's number one. Number two is you have meaningful work for the young person. So we don't want our young people to go in and move those boxes of paper from that side of the room to the other. That can be one of their tasks, but we're also hoping that they can learn how a business functions at a core level. So what does your marketing team do? What does your accounting team do? What does human resources look like for a small, medium, or large business? What does the president/CEO of a business do? So some job shadowing allows this young person to really gain a greater knowledge of this experience. Because overall, what this is career exploration. This young person may walk away from this and say, well, I'm certain I don't want to do that anymore. And that's fine. That's okay. That's why we're starting them young, so that they are given the opportunity to learn what it means to get up and go to work every day, learn how to manage tasks, and have some guidance and some mentorship around okay, you were late today. Let's talk about how you make sure you give yourself enough time to not be late tomorrow or moving forward. But I do want our employers to know there is a support system. So at Michigan Works and the University of Michigan, we have success coaches and career advisors that our employers can call on if they're having any sort of issues with their young person. And then we go behind the scenes and we talk to the young person and help them understand how great this opportunity is and how we can avoid any missteps in the future. So there is support for our young people, so our employers don't have to worry about, you know, completely immersing themselves and working with a 17-year-old who's never worked before. We're here to support you and buoy that young person as well.
Well, so it works at both ends.
Absolutely,
Yep.
absolutely. We're excited about it. Like I said, year number 4. What a great opportunity for the County of Washtenaw. The county in itself as an entity has been a fantastic partner. They are the ones who actually cut the checks and make sure that the young people are getting paid at a cadence that makes sense. So every 2 weeks, which some of us get paid in that method, so the young people learn how to manage their money. So Washtenaw County has been just phenomenal. The University of Michigan has been a great partner. They take half the kids, the other half come to the community side where we are recruiting for our private sector, nonprofit, governmental, educational institutions to step up and help us give our young people a great summer.
All right, well, thank you so much for coming on the show and filling us in on the
you.
program again. I just think it's such a great program. Like you said, kids just don't have the advantages that we had when we were younger, where there were jobs where you could get a job at 14.
Absolutely.
You know, so they need that extra help from us as adults to like get their career moving.
Absolutely. Well, we appreciate you having us on to help spread the word. And as time moves on, maybe you and I can talk about CTN having a young person here. So there are opportunities for us to help out with that.
Okay. Well, thank you again. For more on this and other programs, visit a2gov.org/CTN. Visit youtube.com/CTN Ann Arbor to see all that CTN has to offer. And remember to like, comment, and share. Thanks for watching, and tune in next time to FYI.